A former educator and school administrator has been sentenced to many years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections. And I gotta say, it's about time for this guy to go to prison. So, Mark Osterley, who is 52 years old, was employed by the Springdale School District as an assistant principal at Harbor High School. In the 2014 to 2015 school year, he was at the Don Tyson School of Innovation from 2015 to 2016. And then he was an executive director of secondary education for the Fayetteville School District in 2016. So that is his history. That is his education history, I mean. So Mark Osterley was accused of essaying a 14-year-old student while he was an employee for the Springdale School District. Now, these allegations didn't come forward until he was employed by the Fayetteville School District. And in September 2021, he was sentenced to 6 years probation, a slap on the wrist, if you will. He also had to register as a level 3 offender, which is a little bit higher than the norm. I think the norm is like level 2. I believe level 3 has a moderate risk of reoffending. So he was registered as a level 3 offender, and Mark Osterley, I believe that he thinks that the rules don't apply to him because he repeatedly was arrested for violating the registry, the stuff that he was supposed to do as an offender. So according to an affidavit from June 2023, the Benton County Sheriff's Office, because he was a resident of Benton County, contacted Mark Osterley 22 times to come in and update his registration paperwork. Now, that's a normal thing for them to have offenders come in and update their registration paperwork periodically. But Mark Osterley wasn't doing that. When a probation and parole officer visited his home the month earlier in May 2023, that officer found 4 devices that Mark had not put on his registration. Like, they have to put cell phones, computers, things like that, and the serial numbers to those devices on their registration paperwork, anything that's in their home, and he had not done that for 4 different devices that were in his home, so those items were seized. Then it came out that Mark Osterley's wife told a probation and parole officer that she found nude photos of females on her husband's phone, and they were young enough that she wasn't sure if they were actually of age. Now, that phone was turned over to authorities, and then a search warrant was executed on that phone. As a part of registration requirements, offenders also have to write down any social media accounts, email accounts, or anything like that they might have. So when the phone was turned over, on that device, there were accounts that were found that were not registered with the Benton County Offender Registration Office. They found 18 accounts tied to Mark Osterley that he had not registered. 18. So as a result of all of that, in Benton County, Mark Osterley was charged with 12 counts of failure to comply with offender registration and reporting requirements. On April 16th, Mark Osterley pled guilty to failure to comply with offender registration and reporting requirements. And as a part of that plea deal, he was sentenced to 20 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections. 20 years well-deserved, if you ask me. Unfortunately for Mark Osterley, these are not the only charges that he is facing. He actually has charges that he's facing in Washington County, and he has court on those charges coming up next month. So as far as the Washington County charges go, Mark Osterley has been charged with going to a school campus and actually stepping on campus in violation of the registration laws in the state of Arkansas. He went to school campuses, February 9th, 2022, February 12th, 2022, April 3rd, 2023, and April 17th, 2023. He also had his original case from April 2022 reopened after he violated the terms of his probation, allegedly. So that those cases will continue to go forward. We will see. He has court April 6th on those.